It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Hey, tired of being Mr. Nice Guy to these fuck niggas. Got nothing to discuss with them unless it's about business. I replenish when they all diminish. Started caking, I ain't never finished. Can't kill him, I've been too kind. When the money pile, I need y'all to witness. Pull up on them like calisthenics with the jewels on me. Met your chick, she amused for me. Sent music to amuse. I was not enthused when they put the blues on me. Wait, fuck that, time for me to bust back. Show me where the love at, ho. Niggas on the block with the gun strap. Homie finna dump that. Hit him where his mustache go. Ayy, get on my level. When it come to bank, I pimp my teller. Never been a nigga that'll rock Margiela. Never come around, I be a chop better. Might not never get to rock Coachella. I don't get no fucks, I think you want better. I'm about my cheddar, don't sprinkle no feather. I skate, don't trap like Bam. My cherry young nigga too hot, don't need no leather. I've been a living legend for a minute. I was at the Apache trying to sell a ticket. Nigga used to rap when Debo had the bitches. I've been learning about the boss and treat it like an auction. Labels gotta bid it. I ain't never been with Stalin. I can make a call and get the money printed. I do not play when it come to this rapping. Studied the game when I lived in the attic. All of that struggle just made me a savage. Singing my praise on my edge up in jacket. Hating that nigga can't fit in my jacket. I give you that shit, y'all nigga be taking. Y'all bite my style straight trash. Y'all make it took 21 days, make stuff my habit. I'm gone.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this Sunday. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into David Banner speaking on Lil Wayne. All right, he had a conversation with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay. I don't know if the full interview is out as of yet, but they've been sharing clips from this interview. And they basically had a conversation about Wayne and his creative process today versus back in the days when Wayne was new to Cash Money, when he was younger, when he had other people to work with in the studio that could give him guidance, direction, and feed him ideas to keep him in, keep him structured, right? Keep him on his toes, give him challenges in the studio rather than him just going in, doing whatever he wants and coming out with whatever he wants without anybody really having input on his creativity. And he basically says that he misses the young Lil Wayne and the more focused Lil Wayne when he used to write his music and when he was just more in his zone. You know what I'm saying? Today, he goes in the studio, he lays down whatever just comes to mind. He vibes to it. If it passes his vibe check, I guess he puts it out. You know what I mean? Now, I don't necessarily feel like David Banner is trying to diss Wayne in this interview. I'm going to play the clip. Y'all could give me your input on it. But to me, it feels more like a brother in the industry, somebody that knows Wayne, somebody who's worked with Wayne and broke bread with him and shared space with him, recalling a time when Wayne was at his peak or entering into his peak and contrasting that versus what we see today. Okay, now before I play the clip, I do want to just take a quick retrospect with this whole Cardi B thing that was released yesterday because it seems to have been kind of a controversial video. I want to go ahead and put it out there. I stated it in the video, but I want to reiterate it one more time. This show is called Inside the Industry with J Nolan. So nothing I say on my channel is made to be a blind endorsement of any artist or anything that they have going on in the industry. Okay? I like these artists. I enjoy listening to their music. I like a lot of these artists' personalities. However, I am not friends with these artists. I am not a business associate of said artists. I do not profit off of these artists necessarily being successful or unsuccessful. Therefore, I do not try to create narratives to make them successful or unsuccessful. Although there are certain artists that I do care to share a spotlight on to hope that their success grows. I have nothing against Cardi B. I've been a fan of Cardi B. My fanhood of Cardi B on this channel has been criticized by other fan bases. Okay? So if an artist comes out and claims that she stole their music, and I objectively look into the situation, report on the situation, and say, I don't know left or right what happened, we're going to need more information, but it does seem similar, then that's what the fuck it is, homie. Now you can feel however you want to feel about that shit. You could hit the unsubscribe button. You could go to the next motherfucking video, hit skip, fast forward, loop that bitch back. I don't give a fuck. But I want my message to be very clear. I fuck with Cardi B. But I do not know what happened. And I don't believe that Cardi B knowingly took old girl's song. Okay? I believe that it was probably a producer who had an idea, may have possibly heard the record, brought the idea to Cardi B, and then they built their idea of outside in the studio. However, if that is the case, Cardi B will share liability in that issue because it's her song. And she accepted an idea from a weak-ass producer who possibly stole an idea from somebody, all right? That's how that works. Now let's get into motherfucking David Banner. Oh boy. Okay, so here we have David Banner saying Lil Wayne was more of a problem when he was 12. Let's get to it.
This is not gonna be popular, what I'm about to say. I think Wayne was more of a problem when he was 12.
Mm-hmm.
Like that early Cash Money, where he focused in. Like a lot of people became fans of Jay-Z and, you know, keeping it in your head. And I think that's cool.
Right.
If, you know, one thing Erykah Badu taught me was that you don't ever judge how a person reveals or creates their music, right? But I remember the stories that he used to give, bro. Back on them BGs and the early Cash Money before the Universal deals. Like, I can't imagine a focused Lil Wayne who has to still listen to somebody. You gotta think, Lil Wayne ain't gotta listen to nobody no more.
No.
No producer, no engine, nobody.
Right.
But there's a certain, think about Eminem with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
You say whatever you want to say, but when he with Dr. Dre,
Great point.
it's special.
Yeah.
Jadakiss with The Alchemist early, bro. There's just something about having somebody that you have reverence to, bro. I just think that the world doesn't know because they're not privy to the...
I want to stop right there, right? Because Wayne had that on Carter 1 with Manny Fresh. Now, I believe at a certain point, Wayne grew tired of the Manny Fresh sound, which is why Carter 2, you got more East Coast production on the predominant soundscape of the album. More sample-based production, more, you know what I'm saying, almost Dipset Rockefeller type beats mixed in with like the Money on My Mind, the Fireman shit. But for the most part, the album was more sample-based, East Coast leaning, and his style continued to lean more into his East Coast influences as well, right? But with Carter 1, he had that one producer that he was in the studio with all the time, receiving ideas, and he's building, and he, at the time, he still wasn't writing, but he had a framework to stay within because him and the producer were locked in. And I don't think that Wayne needs that level of supervision that he had when he was, you know, back in 2003 at this current point. But I think he needs somebody that he can actually build a sound with, build a storyline, a narrative, a world. We talk about world building, and that's basically coming up with some sort of concept for your projects that give you the creative license to take things here, and try new things. And it's like Wayne gets to be all that he is with a producer being able to reel in the ideas, to build the beats, strip down the beats in certain areas where he can shine as a vocalist, as in his raps. Other areas where you could bring in more elements. We don't have that because we're in this new era, and we've been in this new era for a while of sending beats, and the beat that you receive is pretty much the beat that ends up on the final product, right? And one of the major critiques of Carter 6 is not only his raps, but mostly the production. So he's comparing this to when Eminem gets in the studio with Dre. You know, when you get with Dre, he has a certain standard. He's going to make you record the song X amount of times. He might make you rewrite your verse. He might say, I like that, but you could go harder than that, right? Which is an experience that a lot of artists never actually experience because they're not in the studio with somebody who is that level of perfectionist, right? Which can be a negative, it could be a positive, it could be uncomfortable. Eve didn't like that shit when she was fucking with Dre at Aftermath. You know what I'm saying? She went to Rough Riders. They gave her a certain, but they still had a certain standard, right? They made her battle DMX. They made her battle the other guys, the Locks and all that shit. They made her become the artist that she was to be. So even though she left one camp, she went to another camp and they still had a certain standard that she had to perform within. You know what I mean? So I love this example that David Banner is giving for this scenario. I'm going to run it back just a little bit.
I just think that the world doesn't know because they're not privy to the Lil Wayne that I'm a fan of, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I would just love to hear that just one more time, bro. But I will tell you something, bro, that I don't know if I said this anywhere. Maybe one other time, but Wayne said the most admirable thing that anybody has ever said to me in history, bro, as a producer. Wayne told me, because what a lot of people don't know is some of the beats, some of the most historical freestyles that Wayne did, they were over David Banner beats. But I would send him so many beats, I don't put my tag on my beat until they pay for it.
Right.
But it was Wayne, so I didn't really give a shit. Put that shit out, Wayne, because if Wayne do one of your beats,
they gonna ask who
yeah, and then gonna pay you because you produce. So I never tripped. Wayne could do whatever he wanted to do, right? But Wayne told me something. He called me, man. It was really strange. He said, Banner, now that I'm a businessman, I can't promise you that you're gonna have a spot on everything on Young Money, but I can promise you that I give you an opportunity to fight for your spot. And that's all you can ask for as a man, bro. And the thing that I would wish and hope for Wayne, man, is that man really loves music, bro. Mm-hmm. I talked about this today, bro. Like, Wayne would light a blunt, put his head in the speaker, and ask me to play all my beats. Not to sell them, but because he was a fan of my production. It ain't about, I don't give a about, like, bro, just play the music, bro. Mm-hmm. And I just wish that we could all make music again, man. Like, I've been talking about this a lot because I want people to know that it ain't about music. The last thing I produced for T.I. that came out, I didn't charge him. I just wanted us to be in the studio.
So correction, he didn't mean it ain't about music. He meant it ain't about money. It's not about getting in the studio with Wayne because he needs money. It's about getting to the music, which is why he used his last collaboration with T.I. that he actually did it for free. All right? He just made a little stumble there.
For T.I. that came out, I didn't charge him. I just wanted us to be in the studio again, bro. I got money. Let's just get back to doing it. Because, bro, if we do what we do, naturally the money coming.
Right.
You got AI and all that stuff. The thing that you can't replicate is, bro, like real live heart, bro. Real music, something that touches people's soul. One of my friends told me when they created the television, we lost our minds. But the one thing they couldn't take away from us is our spirit and our soul. We still got that, Shannon.
Right.
And like Wayne, bro, Wayne is special, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He is special, man. And I just wish, like Chris Brown, bro, that we'll just get back in and with each other and work again, bro. Like, just get in the studio, like a group of us that really care about this shit. And I think people would come back to it if they felt something, bro. Right. And Wayne got that. Wayne really love music, bro. Mm-hmm. Really, really loves music, bro.
All right, that's David Banner on Lil Wayne. Now, as you can see, again, like I said at the top of the video, I don't feel like David Banner spoke on Wayne in a disparaging manner. I don't feel like he was disrespectful. I feel like the intention of what he is saying is the fact that he fucks with Wayne. You know what I mean? Just like when Carter 6, before it dropped, when it dropped, I consistently said, man, I fuck with Wayne. Wayne is a huge inspiration and influence on me musically. However, based on the music that he's making today, it's not hitting me. It doesn't work for me, right? And as somebody who fucks with Wayne, I don't know him personally, I want to see him at his, you know what I mean, in a thriving space musically. Not just because he can rap. You know what I'm saying? We already know you can rap. You don't got to display that you can rap. But what is it that you are rapping about? What is the music about? What are we getting from your music if you're still going to come out and give it to us? And I know some people may say, why would you hold Wayne to that standard? And it's because I expect elder statesmen and legacy acts to evolve. I don't want them to be the same nigga that they was. You can still have the same talent level and not produce the same exact content. But again, I don't think Banner was coming from a place of malice. It sounds like he wants to get in the studio and perhaps, build with Wayne. I think a lot of things get overlooked in terms of like what can actually happen in the studio between actual people. And I know that sounds like, Brian, what the hell you talking about, man? You on some existential shit? No, I mean, a lot of music gets sent back and forth. Even I'll be transparent. Even with this Family Over Fame project that I've been working on and I've been telling y'all about, I played it for y'all months ago, not in its finished state, but I played the music for y'all. That's music from me sending files back and forth. That's me finding beats from online producers. That's me collaborating with people from different states, cities, etc. that I don't have hand-to-hand access to. And I've been feeling lately like, okay, this project is good. I'm going to still put it out for y'all. I'm going to get it all the way finished. But I'm in a space where I think the next project that I work on, I really want it to be a collaborative thing, you know what I'm saying? Which is going to require investment on my part to actually pay for studio because I record my music in this same space that y'all see here. But I want to get back in the studio, you know what I'm saying? I'm with my family in this home. I can't play the music banging at all hours of the day and night, you know what I'm saying? So I need to get into a place where I can fully encapsulate the music because I feel like it would inspire new ideas, new flows, have conversations with the people that I'm with to where a conversation could spark into a song idea, you know what I'm saying? Or a concept or a theme or something that I wasn't thinking on my own. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's what Wayne needs as well, rather than him working in the studio with his engineer who upgraded to being his manager and he's just getting beats on a drive and just firing off the first thing that comes to his mind in the booth and re-recording it and laying it down 100 times till it's finally right, And I think artists, for the most part, whether or not niggas will admit to it, I think a lot of artists yearn for that, that framework in the studio. It may not always be available, based on your workflow and how you're moving, and everybody doesn't move on the same wavelength and time as you. But I think Wayne would greatly benefit if he were to get in the studio with somebody like a David Banner who still got fucking heat. David Banner still got heat, still got crazy beats. Nigga probably got beats from 10 years ago that's competitive with the shit that's out right now. So I would love to see it. And I hope if or when Wayne sees the interview with Shannon Sharpe, that he doesn't take it personally and they're able to link and make some music that's better than what it is that he just put out. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. And before I go, we're having that conversation all over again. People are looking at the charts. People are looking at the success of hip hop right now. And it is kind of declining once again. Kendrick and Drake battle definitely stimulated things. The ladies in hip hop that were out last year definitely stimulated things with some big hits. But 2025 is dwindling. It seems that some people may have shot their load last year, and it's not duplicating itself this year. So we're gonna have to see what the second half of the year holds to see if we could get hip hop not only on an underground level together, but also in the so-called mainstream to where things can get a little bit more balanced, because it is looking a little shaky out here. Let me know what y'all think once again. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.